But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. From the end zone comes Chris Claybrooks to return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. Chris Claybrooks. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown. So how about that? You want to talk about coming into a hostile environment and just silencing the crowd. They just did it.
Couldn't be a better start. There's no way. All week long, they've talked about having this type of a start, but I think they looked at it from the offensive team's perspective. You know, get the opening kickoff. You guys control the ball. A lot of people are now going to say, okay, now your offense, will they be out of whack? No, not at all. They're going to be absolutely happy. They're relaxed. They took care of business for them. They don't have any pressure now. They can just go play.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And here's Pickett to put it in the air off the bat. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. Now the third-year man, Najee Harris. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. And that will be incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
It'll be a 45-yard punt, and couple that with a loss on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10. At their own 37. Lawrence will throw. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
From midfield now, Lawrence. Looking for Austin, intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers will take over here just shy of the 30.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They'll start the drive with Harris. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, You got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off.
Pickett in trouble, and down he goes. Trayvon Walker in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Walker was drafted because of his tools and potential down the line. A little bit of a slow start to his career, only 3.5 sacks as a rookie. The key for everyone in Jacksonville, just stay patient. He's got a chance to develop into something big.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Here's one deep for Pickens. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Alex Highsmith simply would not be stopped on that play. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now Lawrence. Throw left side complete. That's Austin. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. This defense for the Steelers, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Lawrence. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked off by Keanu Neal. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
2nd down. Here's Pickett. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Pickett. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. The Steelers at 6-0. What a start to the season for them. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. Spins by. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
2nd quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. Again, it's Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Claybrooks going to bring this one out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Here's Austin. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Pickett now to throw off the play fake. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another, because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Looking to throw, Pickett. Completes this one to Pickens. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steeler field goal try. Boswell's kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to win that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at their own 18. On play action, Lawrence. Open man downfield is Ridley. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 39 yards there, a big one.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. He'll find ETN out of the backfield. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, a run with ETN. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. That result, really no surprise. It's what we're becoming accustomed to with this #1 ranked rush defense.
And you study the game. Is this bringing back a few memories? Maybe the 85 Bears trying to move the ball against them, 2000 Ravens. Heck, how about the late 60s, early 70s Purple People Eaters, the Minnesota Vikings? Hard to move the ball against those.
Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like when he saw it all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defensive credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They hand this off to Harris. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
That is caught. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiler.
And happy.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Here's Pickett on 2nd down. Setting up the screen, Harris. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Pickett to throw on first down. It's brought in by Harris. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now 2nd and 3. Dialing up another pass here. Pickett. Flushed out right. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards you needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
They'll try to run with Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And how nice is it to have a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield when you get down near the goal line? He can use his 230-plus pound frame to just get you those tough yards, and he finishes things off here with a touchdown run.
Boswell good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Claybrooks going to bring this one out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
3rd and long for Pickett. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Devon Hamilton in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he's got it down to the 28.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
2nd and 6. Now Lawrence to throw. He'll get this off to Etienne. So the completion good for just 3. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
ETN bringing in another one. And he will have a Jaguars first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 23. So still no touchdowns allowed by this defense. They get the interception there. CD, they have been rock solid.
And at this point, I think they have to expect that they're going to see some shots taken down the field. And that was almost a desperation throw right there. Just kind of hoping something good can happen. A completion, a pass interference. But this was anticipated well, and they came up with the INT.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run again with Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Now Pickett changing the play. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 38-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 61 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Going to run the toss here to Harris. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Calvin Austin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are able to widen their advantage.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Clay Brooks going to bring this one out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Lawrence will throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, Lawrence. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
They'll run again with Harris. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling.
Pickett lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, maybe it hasn't exactly been a Rembrandt, but they've been mistake-free to this point and finally cough it up. I don't think it's going to cost them the game. They should be fine. But, boy, they're going to hate that, going back and watching tape and being able to say we were that close to achieving our goal of 0 turnovers during the game.
A little blemish, but as you say, still comfortably in command. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Hey, Jupiter.
Lawrence. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first three quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Again, it's Lawrence. He'll get that underneath Etienne. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Jaguars.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And my goodness, another interception. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 74 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So 2nd and 4 from the 22. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Harris running straight ahead. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now a first down carry for Harris. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll try the right side with Harris. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 36. 23 yards on the play. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out, but I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That 3rd down conversion good for 23. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
On the give, this is Harris. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. Here in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. No return here for Clay Brooks, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And they'll indeed take a knee. And they take a knee. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the first quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the first quarter, but nothing in quarters 2, 3, and 4? So we always talk about adjustments. You don't just wait till halftime. You do it series to series. They'll be working on that.